Hi fans of high quality entertainment. I'm reviewing all of Paul McCartney's albums, including With Wings, on this channel, and on my Canadian Studmuffin channel I'm reviewing and ranking all of the Beach Boys albums. So up next for Paul McCartney is Give My Regards to Broad Street. And unfortunately I have seen the movie, but I'm here to review the album. So by this time I had totally given up on Paul McCartney in the 80s, never bought this. Of course I knew the song No More Lonely Nights and maybe a couple of other songs, and then he's redoing some of the songs from Tug of War and some of the Beatles songs. He's redoing Good Day Sunshine, Yesterday, Here, There and Everywhere, Eleanor Rigby, and The Long and Winding Road. And then he's remaking Silly Love Songs and some newer songs like So Bad, No Values, and a few others. Yeah, so in total, 18 songs. And I do remember, I have played this off and on through the years, not very much. And when I started, I need to listen to an album like this a few times to do a decent review. And the first time I played it in quite a while, a few days back, I was looking at the time thinking, oh my God, there's 20 more minutes. So I didn't really enjoy the first listen in quite a while. But like I said, I listened to these more than once to do a decent review for them. And I ended up actually kind of liking this album. Definitely Paul McCartney in the 80s is my least favorite decade for Paul's music, but still, it's not as bad as I used to think it was. And, from the movie, him doing these kind of get-ups. At the time, it was pretty cringe, and maybe it still is. But I mean, the Beatles in the 60s, they dressed up, the Walrus and everything else, and Magical Mystery Tour. They dressed up for Sgt. Pepper. So what's the difference, really, right? It's Paul trying to be entertaining, putting on a show. So going through these songs, No More Lonely Nights is a stone cold classic with great guitar work by David Gilmour. Of the Beatles covers that he does, and back then I was thinking, probably like a lot of McCartney fans, why is he redoing these Beatles classics? And it is kind of pointless. Of course he's doing it for this movie, but still, I don't think you can better the Beatles songs for the most part. But Paul did it. Of course, Ringo didn't want to have anything to do with it. He doesn't drum on any of these Beatles covers. But when you really look at it, like if anybody is going to cover a Beatles song, what's wrong with one of the Beatles covering it? And for the Beatles covers, my least favorite is the second song, the first one of the Beatles covers, Good Day Sunshine. I think it's pretty mediocre. It doesn't have the uplifting power of the Beatles original. And it's just okay. It's not great. Yesterday, very nice version of Yesterday by Paul. It's nice to hear a different, to hear him sing it again a few years later, and he does a very nice job on it. Here, There and Everywhere is really well done. So all of the other Beatles cover versions, Eleanor Rigby, Eleanor's Dream, I think that's pretty cool. I do like that. The Long and Winding Road, I like that. The cover of Silly Love Songs, it's not as good as the original. And Wanderlust is good. Ballroom Dancing I do like. It's just a different version from the one on Tug of War. So Bad, I've always loved that song. I think that's a great song by Paul. Not Such a Bad Boy is a up-tempo kind of a rocker. I like that. It's not too bad. No Values is another rocker. It's not like Junior's Farm great, but it's good. I do like it. So overall, I think this is good. It's a good album. It's not by any means a classic, but I can't rate it too low and I can't rate it too high. So it's kind of, it's at the bottom. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not as good as Back to the Egg or, of course, Tug of War, Venus and Mars. But I'm still going to give it a pretty decent mark because, like I said, some of the Beatles covers are good. The original songs, like So Bad, are excellent. No More Lonely Nights. So I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. And it goes to the bottom. But still, I think it's a good album. Good to very good album. And that is my ranking and rating for Give My Regards to Broad Street. I would love your thoughts in the comment section below. And please remember to like the video. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.